evening again everyone. I'm on the Essex-Suffolk border tonight. It's a Saturday. We're on the Suffolk side of the Rivers Stour. So behind me is like Harwich and Dovercourt, Upper Dovercourt rather. And we're in Shotley Gate. We're going to be doing a little 6-mile walk, probably starting tomorrow morning, because we're going to wild camp on the banks of the Stour. It's down over here. Candice is with us again. There she is. We're taking the Vango NYX 200 two-man tent tonight. We've just been in the Bristol Arms pub and they've very kindly let me park my car there overnight, and we had some dinner and a cider. Very nice indeed. So yeah, wild camping tonight. Then tomorrow we're going to start a little 6-mile circular walk off the tip of the Shotley Peninsula here in Suffolk. So should be good fun. At the moment the rain is holding off. It's been sort of on and off all day. We've done a little day walk over at Woodbridge earlier, so that's a separate video. Check that out if you get a chance. Yeah, should be a good one tonight. Looking forward to it. It's got a little bit chilly though, as you know, it's sort of getting dark. It's about 8 o'clock now, so we're going to get a move on, head along the riverbank here. So I went here for a long time ago. I've done, well actually a more recent video, but I was on the other side of the peninsula on my own. It was a 3-part video, wild camping on Shotley Peninsula I think it was called. And I took my Rivers Raider Hoop Bivvy, the old model, and Tesco home delivery, and then yeah, quite a while back when I did the Stour and Orwell walk, I did the first half of it on my own, and I did the second half with my mate Richard, Posh Spice as we've nicknamed him, who I no longer see anymore, so he doesn't watch the videos either. But yeah, it was a really good little camp. That was his first wild camp as well, I believe. So yeah, we're going to be sort of heading sort of and camping sort of the same sort of area again. I think I only took photos when I did that, so this is like sort of the first time you'll be seeing it as a video. Anyways, I'm nattering on too much. Enough talking, let's get walking. Shotley Gate sits at the tip of the Shotley Peninsula, where the rivers Orwell and Stour meet. This walk visits peaceful countryside and offers views of the docks at Felixstowe and Harwich. You may see some of the largest ships in the world manoeuvring in the harbour. So the sea wall is up there, or beside the river. We're at Erwarton Bay, which is sort of a little sort of inland sort of creek bit. The river's sort of a bit further out. We've passed the village of Erwarton, where we're going to be going on the walk tomorrow, and we've come sort of down the slope here, and sort of this spot here where Candice is standing is where myself and Richard wild camped with. I had my Rivers Raider Hoop Bivvy. He had like a army bivvy bag and a poncho top that I lent him, and yeah, we slept here for the night when we did the Stour and Orwell walk together a few years ago now, so I know it's a pretty decent little spot. It's not too bad. So yeah, we've got the Vango NYX 200 tent with us tonight. So we used that at Bluebell Hill last weekend, the one where I deleted all the footage. Apologies again about that. So yeah, going to get set up, get everything ready, and yeah, show the setup again. Welcome back everyone. It's about 10 to 10 now, and we've set up our little 2-man tent, the Vango NYX 200. I've got Candice a couple of little presents as well for camping with us. So she's actually got some of her own kit now. So first thing, she's going to model for you when she sticks her head out.
No, I'm not going to model.
Oh, you're not going to model them, alright.
No.
Right, well, I'm just going to have to film her bum, but she's got these softy trousers on that I got her. I got them really cheap on eBay, 12 quid. The small is the smallest size they do, of course. And she's only little, bless her, but they seem alright. And they're warm, yeah?
Yeah, lovely and warm.
Lovely and warm, so she's toasty.
Yeah, I'll be in bed soon.
And then I also got her as well, from that Paul Stokes eBay shop. I'm going to try and put a link in the description. I got her one of these silver insulating ground mats, like my one. That's my old one there, and then that's her nice new shiny one there. So when we do like bivvy bag camping, she'll have that, and that'll keep her warmer. So we don't need to take a silver foam pad. Then we can just take one of those and an air mattress. But she is toasty in there now, bless her.
I ain't coming out.
She ain't coming out. The tent pitched really well, and yeah, no rain again. It's just nice. It's eerily silent round here. It's weird. I mean, we're sort of away from all the houses and stuff, but you wouldn't even know the river is the other side of this flood bank, to be fair. So I'm just setting up some stuff for some dinner tonight. I mean, we ate in the pub anyway, but I'm gonna probably just do some hot drinks, maybe a little snack. I've got a chocolate pudding actually I can cook, and I've got a cider as well somewhere. Where is it? So it's this one that I keep bringing out and never drinking. It's an Alska Swedish cider company. I got it from Aldi. Nordic berry cider, vegan and gluten free. It is pear cider, Nordic berry flavour, 4%. Be cracking that open, give you a little verdict on that, because it's come with me on so many camps and I've not had it yet. I'm actually really looking forward to trying it, because it's just the anticipation. It's just been built up for too long. So get that open, get that reviewed. What else have we got? I'll sort of show you a little bit inside. Got my usual down sleeping bag and stuffed sack pillow by Thermarest. The waterproof over trousers and down jacket, both by OEX. On the top I've got my OEX half pad and the Terra Nova laser sleeping pad there. That's full length. Same stuff as I always have, you know. But if you're new to the channel, I'll show you. My full length Thermarest old self-inflating pad. Lent that to Candice. That's the warmest, most comfortable one I've got.
I'm going to be sweating.
She's going to be sweating, she says, yeah. OEX self-inflating pillow for her. My new bright pink Blacks Apex down sleeping bag. It's like a 2 to 3 season bag. Keeps her nice and warm. And there's an OEX cotton sleeping bag liner in there as well. Rucksacks, we've got in this black bag my bright orange Osprey Talon 33 litre rucksack. On top of it, Vango titanium wood stove, which I put my Trangia alcohol stove in. Just got into those lately. Titanium pots, out kit. I've got an out kit Krakow gas stove that I'm going to set up as well. Out kit Gordon 30 litre dry bag rucksack. It's a new purchase recently. I'm trying to win another one for her actually, so we've both got one because they're really good. You know, you can just chuck them down on wet grass and not going to soak through. We've got Tyvek ground sheets under the whole thing, 2 of them. Got those cheap on eBay, £4.50, free P&P. Winner winner chicken dinner. Yeah, that's about it for our setup really. So this is the cider in question. I've cracked it open. I've had a fair bit already. Candice said it was quite tasty as well. So yeah, Alska Swedish cider company, Nordic berries cider. It's 4%, and yeah, very tasty. Strong sort of berries. Looks like it's got raspberries, don't know if there's, yeah, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries in it. It's yeah, sweet but not sickly, I would say. Probably couldn't drink too many of them because it'd get a bit, yeah, too sickly tasting, but I don't know, all in all for fruit cider I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's not bad at all. It's not too fizzy, yeah. So on the menu tonight I've got a Wayfarer meatballs and pasta, gonna have that, and a Wayfarer chocolate pudding, looking forward to that. Then probably for a drink before we go to sleep, don't know if Candice wants one, I'm probably gonna have either a Cadbury's hot chocolate or nice ones to go to sleep with, Horlicks light, probably have that to be honest. And then for the morning we've got loads of like fruit bars, cereal bars, protein bars, some porridge lurking around somewhere. What else more? Hot chocolates and coffee. Yeah, we should be good. So, and as I say, we've probably done a mile or so, at least I would say, probably a couple of miles maybe. Don't really know of the walk already. What we did is we done it in reverse, so we started from the Bristol Arms pub at Shotley Gate, doing it in reverse so we could find this spot here to camp, and then we're going to carry on up to Erwarton. Anyway, yeah, we're going to get some sleep soon so we can get an early start, get some brekkie on the go in the morning, maybe catch sunrise over the river, should be cool. My light's flickering because I need a new battery in it. Yeah, tent's great, we're toasty. See you in the morning. Bye.
Good night.
Night. Morning everyone, it's about 7:30. We sort of initially woke up at about 6 o'clock. Sounds like the pheasants and cuckoos. It's quite loud, like next to the tent, sort of woke us up. Hasn't rained during the night, but there's a very sort of thick sort of dew. Everything's absolutely sort of soaked outside. So I'm just using the trangier just to boil up some water, just in the porch. Didn't think I'd use the gas stove because it'll wake Candice up. She's still dozing a little bit. So the plan is, I think we've got probably about 4 miles left to walk. Of the walk round the edge of the Shotley Peninsula. We'll be visiting Erwarton and its church, having a look at Erwarton Hall and its Tudor gatehouse, which is pretty cool. And I think we'll be heading up to the banks of the River Orwell, and walking along that we'll see like the container port at Felixstowe on the other side, back sort of past the marina, past HMS Ganges as well. I'll mention a little bit about that, the history of that as well. Not that you can get in there, sort of sort of a ruinous site now, but yeah, you can't really get in there, because I've seen videos on YouTube where people have been chased by security guards there for trying to get in and have a look. But it was basically a training centre for the Royal Navy, and quite a harsh one as well. It was pretty brutal there. But yeah, so lots of history, lots of stuff to see. On the whole though, we slept really warm. Candice was absolutely toasty in her new softy trousers and that. It's the comfiest she's ever been on a camp, I think she said. So, and yeah, I was pretty toasty as well. All in all, pretty good. Well, welcome back everyone. I'm just up on top of the sea wall here, and the Rivers Stour is just behind me. You can see all the ferries at the ferry port at Upper Dovercourt on the Essex side of the river behind me. So we came from that direction, from like Shotley Gate last night, and then I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but sort of just through the trees around here somewhere is Erwarton. I can see it myself. I can see the church sort of up on a slight hill. It looks pretty cool. That's going to be our next stop. Yeah, tent held up well. Yeah, it's fine really. We was snug as bugs in rugs. So we're going to get it packed up. I've had breakfast, I've had some porridge, hot chocolate, coffee, usual sort of stuff. And yeah, I feel raring to go. It's getting on a bit now. It's probably near 8:30 now. So I don't think there was any sunrise. It was just really cloudy out and stuff. But still, beautiful, beautiful views over the Rivers Stour, which is the natural border with Essex and Suffolk. Right, we're all packed up, and as always, leaving no trace. So if you're doing the same as us, always leave no trace. Goes without saying. Got all our rubbish, and we're taking it with us. We're heading up onto the seawall, heading sort of back that way, and then turning left across the farm fields up to Irton Church and Village. Right, enough talking. Let's get walking. The area has historical associations with Anne Boleyn, 1501 to 1536. The second wife of Henry VIII and mother of Elizabeth I, and whose uncle was the owner of Erwarton Hall. Before her execution, Anne is said to have requested that her heart be buried at Erwarton. There is no evidence that it happened, but in 1836 a lead casket in the shape of a heart was found in a wall of the church. It is now buried beneath the organ. You know the score. Let's go through that door. Okay, so this is our first and probably, I think, most amazing piece of history on this walk. So here in the church at Erwarton is basically where they've reburied what they believe to be Anne Boleyn's heart, who was of course the second wife of Henry VIII. She was beheaded at the Tower of London. This is a photographic reproduction of the famous Holbein portrait drawing, identified as that of Anne Boleyn, 1507 to 1536. The second Queen of Henry VIII, who became Queen of England in 1533 and was the mother of Elizabeth I. Beheaded at the Tower of London, May the 19th, 1536, she died with great courage, and it's recorded that her heart was buried in this church in a casket by her uncle Sir Philip Parker Bart, who lived at Irton Manor. We'll be visiting that later, by the way. The casket was discovered some years ago and has been placed in the Cornwallis vault beneath the organ. So that's pretty cool. Get in the comments, let us know what you think of that. I think that's amazing. And yeah, they found it, I think, in a recess in the wall, and they reburied it there. They're not saying for certain that it is her heart. They didn't say if there was anything in the casket, just that it was a heart-shaped casket, but pretty cool bit of history there. Left the church at Erwarton and we're now standing outside Erwarton Manor, home of Sir Philip Parker Bart, who of course was the uncle of Anne Boleyn, and this is the amazing Tudor gatehouse, and the house just in there. So we'll take a closer little look. So I've been here before when I did the Stour and Orwell walk with my mate Richard, aka Posh Spice. Candice not been here before, so look at this. It's not bad at all. Pretty impressive. And then we'll show you the house. Look at this. I shouldn't really stay too long because someone does live here still. Yeah. Look at that. Reminds me of the bit at the end of Blackadder too, when he's walking through the little garden. Blackadder, Blackadder. Anyway. Erwarton Hall and its gatehouse, both Grade 2 listed, date from 1575 and have been rebuilt. The gatehouse, a post-Reformation Gothic fantasy, sits on the road through the village. The rows of silent headstones in the sloping cemetery of St Mary's Church tell the story of HMS Ganges. Between 1905 and 1976, more than 150,000 recruits passed through the doors of this naval training establishment at Shotley. When they arrived, they were little more than boys, and some of them never came out. Among the graves of submariners killed in action and German prisoners of war are those of numerous boys aged from 15 to 17 who died before they ever got the chance to serve their country. Right, welcome back. Excuse the wind noise, but I thought I'd bring this to your attention. This is probably the saddest part of the walk. So this is the cemetery, like the graveyard here at Shotley Church. It's up on high ground overlooking the River Orwell. And behind me are just hundreds and hundreds of these small like crosses, like gravestones of sort of young men, boys who died sort of serving their country. Probably, I mean, I think most of them were from HMS Ganges, which is the big training ship where they trained them over sort of beside the river. Some of them were like 15 to 17 and they never even got a chance to serve their country because it was such a harsh and brutal sort of training that they went through and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty poignant here. So thought I'd show you.
A newer churchyard across the way contains the graves of those killed in World War II. Here are commanders, petty officers, ordinary seamen and a sailor of the 1939-1945 war known unto God. The different ranks, named and unnamed, brought together in death. Here too are 16 crew members of HMS Worcester who lost their lives in February 1942, and from a later generation, a 19-year-old seaman who drowned in Nova Scotia in 1968.
Welcome back. We've just come through a lovely little meadow after leaving St Mary's Church at Shotley, and we're climbing up this bank to, wait for it, join the River Orwell. So this is Cranes Hill Creek. Lovely. And we're heading back that way. Haven't got too far to go now. This is probably the second nice bit of the walk, shall we say. And yeah, you can see some old boats wrecked. If I zoom in, there's a shipwreck or a boat wreck. And then of course we've got the big container port at Felixstowe. So this is where the Orwell flows out to sea out there. I can see like a light ship out there as well, big red ship. And then if I zoom in, there is just there is a Martello tower with a water tower on top of it. So I've seen bits and pieces online about it before. Forgot that it was here, to be honest. And of course also, before I forget to mention, so this area here is where HMS Ganges would have been, the infamous training ground for the Royal Navy, and you can also see the mast that they used to shin up. You see the remains of it. So it's going to be developed for housing, I believe, turn into a housing estate, which is a shame, you know, historical stuff going to waste again, but they're going to keep the mast there as a memorial.
The Shotley marshes beside the River Orwell are home to a number of wading birds. Among those to look out for are redshank, speckled brown body, red beak and bright red legs, lapwing, black and white, with a pointed crest, and snipe, with its distinctive long straight bill. In spring you may also spot nesting coots, moorhens and tufted ducks. The Stour and Orwell estuaries contain mudflats and salt marsh, which are a haven for wading birds. Every autumn 40,000 wildfowl and wading birds make an incredible journey to feed and roost here. You can often see vast flocks probing the mud. Migrating birds such as sandpiper and greenshank are present in spring and autumn. Drainage dykes inland of the river walls provide a vital habitat for insects, including the emperor dragonfly, the largest in the UK. Harwich Haven is the best natural harbour on the east coast of England. On the north bank of the River Orwell is the port of Felixstowe. It is the UK's largest port, handling 40% of all containerised trade. Harwich International Port lies across the estuary on the south shore of the Rivers Stour. Harwich hosts a busy ferry and cruise liner terminal.
So this is one of the entrances into HMS Ganges, but as you can see, they clearly don't want you to go in there.
The first HMS Ganges was built in 1782, a gift to the Royal Navy from the East India Company. A second ship of the same name was manufactured at the Bombay shipyards and eventually became a boys' training ship, arriving at Shotley in 1899. The ship left, but HMS Ganges remained, as the name of a new shore-based training centre, which discipline was legendary. Edward, Prince of Wales, said in the 1930s that it made the French Foreign Legion seem like a Sunday school. This was a regime of cold showers and rations of bread and cheese, a system designed to take boys and turn them into men. HMS Ganges will soon be developed for housing, though the 142-foot tall mast that stands in the parade ground will remain as a memorial to its past. At one time it was the custom for naval cadets to shin up the mast during training. In 1918, to celebrate the end of World War I, the entire school of boys climbed the mast, resulting in several accidents.
As you can see, they're building houses here at HMS Ganges, but look what I see. I see a potential entrance and a way in. So watch this space. And here we are back at the Bristol Arms at Shotley Gate. It's been a cracking little weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very good indeed. So yeah, it's the end of that video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Hope you found the history and stuff interesting, and the camp and the views nice. There's Candice. So yeah, cheers, thanks for the support as always, and you'll see us again very soon. Cheers for watching, everyone. See you later. Bye. Once belonged to one of Henry VIII. I can't talk. You know the score. Let's go through that door.
Sorry.
Hay fever.
When you're talking,
See what I have to put up with.
try and stop.
Right, let's go again. I'm probably going to cut half of this shit out anyway, because I've just completely fucked that up anyway. But yeah, we'll tell you about that tomorrow anyway. So Candice is obsessed with the beard as well. She can't keep her hands off of it. So behave, alright? Not when I'm on camera, alright? Know your place. Anyway, no, I'm joking. Got a little funny story to tell you. So little picnic ground there, Shotley Gate picnic ground or something it's called like that anyway, was the setting for an amateur porn film, by the way. You don't want to know how I know that, but needless to say, I found it whilst perusing a random site many a year ago. But needless to say, it was quite funny actually, yeah, that I think it was just some old couple filmed it there anyway. But always makes me chuckle when I see that, so yeah, anyway, don't know where I'm going with this, just thought I'd mention it to you.